Welcome to the Behind the Bench Sports Network. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. And I wanted to get into this topic and respond to ESPN and Adrian Wojnarowski. Woj. And I wanted to drop a bomb on Woj because there's a lot of talk about nepotism, right? And you got people online just keep repeating this word over and over and over again. And I want to start off by saying this before I get into meat and the potatoes of this video. Bronny seems like a good kid. I have no issue with Bronny. He has nothing to do with the things that his father has done. He seems like he works hard. He seems like he's got a great attitude. And he just seems like an overall pretty good kid, right? And I'm pretty sure it's his dream to play alongside his dad in the NBA. But nevertheless, I have to explain something, right? They're distorting, I think, in my opinion, they're distorting why people are upset. See, they're just limiting it to the Bronny James situation. See, what the NBA analysts, quote unquote, seem to not be talking about is the combination of events. The correct term is not nepotism. See, people only repeat. This goes to show you people repeat the mainstream media, what they say, right? People only repeat what the mainstream media talks about. All you hear is people parroting things over and over and over again with no logic, right? Here on this channel, we're for the intelligent people who want to think and break things down, who can critically think, right? And give their analysis about what they see and what they hear. So for my intelligent people out there, because there's going to be some people where this message is going to go over their head. They're not going to understand it because they have an agenda that they're trying to push, and they have a narrative that they want to go by to make themselves seem happy, right? So I want to say this. The word of the day shouldn't be nepotism. The word of the day should be collusion, right? So they keep saying, oh, well, nepotism happens to everybody and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it does. Nepotism does happen throughout the NBA. It does. It does. You know, Giannis's brother is on the Bucks. People are going to keep repeating that talking point, right? To justify what they're seeing. Monkey see, monkey do, right? But that's not how life works. Right. When one person does something wrong, that doesn't mean you should do it. But I want to dive deeper into this subject because these people are trying to make people feel bad for judging the situation. For me, it's either you deserve to be in the NBA or you don't. And for Woj to admit on national TV that and Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins and Jay Will and all them other cronies to admit that, yeah, he's only there because of his father. So what? Well, here's the problem. There's a lot of people only there because of his father. And these people are creating narratives, right? See, they won't dive deep. They're never going to dive deep, only surface level, because it's an attempt to give LeBron James a pass. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, well, this dude is coming to hate on LeBron James. Not at all. I'm trying to be objective. I'm not coming with no hate at all. I'm going to let you guys know right now, I can give a damn about the GOAT debate. I don't care. LeBron can be your GOAT. It's okay. I don't care. I don't care who you have. I don't care if you have Mike. I don't care if you have LeBron. For all you LeBron fans out there, I do not give a damn. What I do care about is being able to turn on my TV and watch basketball without narratives. And basketball's always had a little bit of narratives. Don't get me wrong. Because you have to sell the sport. But these people are turning basketball into the WWE. Right? Let me tell you the problem. Why I say it's collusion. Right? All these people in mainstream media, from the Nick Wrights to the Shannon Sharps, to the Kendrick Perkins, to the Richard Jeffersons, to the Ryan Hollands, and all these other guys. There's more. To the Dave McMenamins, to the Malika Andrews, to the maybe not Malika, but Chris Broussards, and you have people with close ties to Clutch Sports, right? People with real close ties to Clutch Sports, right? And these people push narratives. And I'm going to give you an example of one that we heard just recently. The narrative from Tom Habenstraw, right? Whatever the hell his name is, right? It just happened to come from Nick Wright, where Nick Wright admitted that he worked with him on a project in order to discredit Michael Jordan, right? So I'm gonna let you guys know the reason why I came to YouTube. One of the reasons why I came to YouTube is because I started to notice that there was a lot of narratives about legends, particularly Kobe Bryant, right? People were saying things that weren't true, right? And all I wanted to do was stand up for a guy who's no longer here and put his career in its proper perspective. Whether you have him ranked high or you have them ranked lower, I don't care. That wasn't my objective, right? But I started noticing something. I started noticing is that with these narratives, it's always been tied to LeBron James. These narratives to discredit Kobe and what he accomplished. It always seemed to benefit LeBron James. When they asked Allen Iverson about Kobe, the media came after Allen Iverson. When they asked Trevor Ariza about Kobe, the media came after Trevor Ariza. Every time there was a person speaking up for Kobe, and in their personal opinion, somebody was trying to come and take that credit away. And I sat there and I thought, this isn't no damn coincidence. And so you have a media group who openly admit, hey, you know what? I'm Clutch Sports. Like a Chris Broussard recently, who when he was on the Odd Couple podcast said that he is a Clutch Sports client, which we didn't know. We had our suspicions, but we weren't sure. And so you hear him bring up Tom Haberstraw and all these different things, and you're like, damn, okay, these dudes, they're trying to take away from Jordan. Why? And listen, you don't have to have Michael Jordan as the greatest player of all time, but it's weird that Haberstraw mentioned Michael Jordan and then brought up LeBron James. He brought up LeBron James for what? Either Jordan deserved to be the defensive player of the year or not. Shouldn't have nothing to do with LeBron James. LeBron James is an all-time great. His career it should be able to stand on its own. What does this have to do with LeBron James? The point of those articles We're done with the 90s and all this stuff. What Gilbert Arenas takes credit for, right? Who is a LeBron guy. So you have all these LeBron guys. Usually when they're discrediting players, they're usually trying to boost up this era, which is nothing wrong with bigging up your own era. You know, we all do it. But it was done in bad taste, right? J.J. Redick in particular, you know. And so when a guy's friends, when so many of a guy's friends are in the media because of him, you know, because of him, you know, Richard Jefferson, you got this job, they ain't gonna get rid of you because you're my friend. Because of him. Then you see JJ with the podcast. JJ gets a podcast with LeBron. Next thing you know, Darvin Ham's job is in trouble. Darvin Ham's gone. The fake report by Woj was put out, and many of you LeBron fans were coming at me, calling me stupid. I didn't know what I was talking about. Don't I feel dumb? This report aged like milk. Told you JJ wasn't going to be the coach, because I guaranteed that JJ was going to be the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. I called it before it happened, just by using deductive reasoning. People went after me. LeBron has nothing to do with this. All this stuff, right? And some of you know who you are who are listening to this video. Woj was pushing the Dan Hurley as the favorites. He's always been the favorite. He just came out of nowhere, huh? Then you know what was interesting to me? I seen Woj on that Stephen A. Smith podcast. I seen Woj on Stephen A. Smith podcast. And guess what Woj said? He said he spoke to Rich Paul. And he repeated the same talking points that Rich Paul said. This decision has nothing to do with LeBron. This is AD. LeBron has nothing to do with it. Then we find out later that LeBron was texting Dan Hurley. You see, a lot of this has to do with, I'm going to tell you what it is. A lot of this shit has to do with people don't like to be lied to. You see, men, real men, don't like to be lied to. We don't like to be bullshitted. You know? Don't lie to us straight to our face. Right? Especially intelligent men. We have a real problem with people bullshitting us. Right? Give it to us straight. You know? So I don't even think Woj apologized to Shams for that at all. I think he just moved on. But Shams was completely right. Redick was the number one guy the whole time. He did not tell one single lie, Woj. Right? Also, in order to validate Shams, we can look at J.J. Redick's introductory press conference. Right? The introductionary press conference, right? Introduction. Where Rob Pelinka admitted that JJ was always the number one guy. So what happened here with Dan Hurley? What happened was Woj was playing his part. See, what I believe is, I have no proof of this, but what I believe is Woj was working on behalf of the Lakers, Clutch Sports, and Dan Hurley. Everybody won. He put everyone in position to win in that situation. Right? Then he comes out on TV and chastises people who are critical of corruption. Right? Which he admitted was corruption. It's just, hey, let it go because it happens all the time. Which I'm not even mad about. LeBron James and getting his son on the team. Not as mad as I was before. Before I was it pissed me off a little bit. But then I said, you know what harm could it do it ultimately, right? It's let them have it. Hopefully Bronny does good, and he has a good career, good long career, right? I hope he's a good player. I don't want to see any basketball player fail, right? That's just me. But this stuff's got to be called out, bro. It's collusion. JJ, everybody's focused on Bronny. JJ didn't earn his job. This man coached his fourth grade son's basketball team. And by the way, the media is covering up for JJ. Why isn't the media talking about these other allegations? Why aren't they talking about the 3 different situations? Now, I'm not saying that JJ's guilty. I'm just saying, why aren't they discussing these things? And see, this gets me into Miss Malika Andrews. She's a pro-woman, right? We must stand up for the woman. With the Ime Udoka situation, we must stand up for the woman, right? But there's women involved in this situation, and nothing said. See, people have a problem with corruption. See, it's not the fact that LeBron James got his son on. It's a combination of everything, and those people who got on because it's part of a narrative. See, what irritates people, the core of what I believe irritates people, is that it's a narrative. So the narrative is somehow this helps LeBron's GOAT case, right? Somehow this puts him above every other player, right? The narrative is we're going to create history out of thin air in order to say it was done. With real men, and I'm not talking about these feminine men, with real men, we judge things off merit. Now, are there men who hand things off to their sons? Sure. But majority of sports is merit-based, primarily, especially between the players. We judge everything based off of merit, earning it. That's what it should be about. One thing LeBron said is, nothing given, everything earned. So what people did was they took his words for it, right? They're holding him accountable for the things that he says. LeBron fans don't want to hold him. Not all LeBron fans, but some LeBron fans do not want to hold him to what he says. His son even said he doesn't want to just be given stuff because his last name is James. He wanted to earn it. But then this happened. So guess what? You're going to get backlash. But people have a problem with narratives. The narratives of the mainstream media that a lot of those people who are there, LeBron put there to praise him. He's paying people to praise him. So guess what? That makes people angry. And that's the core of it. They shortcut Darvin Ham. Other people who've been working their ass off to get in positions. And I want to say this, by the way. People talking about black this and black that. LeBron's a black man and all this shit. What about Sam Cassell? What about Mark Jackson? What about the other black coaches who lost the job for JJ, to put JJ in position, right? So What we want to call out is we want to call out hypocrisy. We want to call out injustice. And so people say, what's the big deal? The big deal is people don't like things being pushed on them. We don't want narratives to take over the NBA. Now, narratives will always be a part of the NBA to sell the product, but it's getting to a WWE-like level with the narratives, the storylines. And people don't want to see that stuff. If LeBron can be your GOAT, like I said, he can be your GOAT, right? But he'll never be the GOAT. You know why? Because that's opinion. And that's a factual statement by saying somebody is the GOAT. That's an opinion. You'll never have universal. You'll never have it where everybody just gets on their hands and knees and says, hey, this guy's the GOAT. Never. So all this manipulation into controlling what people think through narratives, through the media, in combination of watching his son get drafted to the most prestigious franchise in NBA history. So, Woj, it's more collusion than it is nepotism. See, Rich Paul said this kid will not work out for other NBA teams. This kid probably should be going to the D-League. It could help him develop his skills and things like that. But maybe we're going to just get a photo op so that the Lakers can sell tickets. Guess what? You're going to have Laker fans who want to win who are not going to enjoy that. And they have the right to criticize. Doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Because you're saying that it is nepotism. You don't even disagree with people. See? So guess what? Some people are going to point it out and say, wait a minute, I don't like nepotism. But Woj should sit his ass down and be in hiding after that Dan Hurley debacle. But he's out here lecturing people as if he's Mr. Moral High. He's got the moral high ground. People just want to get back to basketball. Woj. Stephen A. talks about the narratives, right, of Rich Paul. He said recently on a show that Rich Paul likes to control things. He thinks he's the producer of the show. He wants to tell people what to say. This was what Stephen A. said. That he told Rich Paul to get the hell out of his face when Rich Paul tried to tell him what to do. That Rich Paul is calling people, trying to get LeBron awards, right? Calling around the league, trying to advocate. LeBron gets MVP votes, defensive votes for these awards, right? And when people hear this, people get upset. Why? Because it's not earned. This is the sport of basketball. This is professional sports. So people have a problem with men, grown men, not earning it. It's not hate. A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you're hating. This is a hate video. This is not a hate video. This is telling you guys why people are critical. And for you guys to stop thinking that everybody is just saying things just to say it. These are a lot of people saying these things because this is what it is. This is what it is. And you may be able to overlook all these things, but some people ain't. People do not like collusion. They don't. You know, People don't like that. So when you see Clutch Sports, a guy like Anthony Davis signed to Clutch Sports, Stephen A. Smith gets on national TV and says the GM of the Pelicans should be fired if you don't trade AD to the Lakers. Right? The media, all on one accord. Right? The media deciding where players should go. Anthony Davis ends up on the Lakers because the GM was fired. Removed so that he could make that trade because he refused to, because he didn't like the way they moved. Collusion. See, the media, what they did is they're all in lockstep with each other. Everybody was on code. Nobody was going against the narrative of Bronny James. Everybody was trying to give it a pass and say, he didn't do anything wrong, even though Bronny's a good kid. What does Bronny being a good kid have to do with whether he belongs in the NBA or not? If he belongs, we wouldn't be going through all this. You see? But the media is involved too. This is the reason why people are mad at LeBron, because the media and people in the media are being paid off to ignore things. Right? And we can't have that in society, because what it does is it creates a power structure of corruption. So whether you're a black man or not, corruption is corruption. And that's what people got to understand. They don't see it. You may not see it as corruption till it affects you. Right? And I know that a lot of crazy LeBron fans, they're loving this. They're enjoying LeBron having his way. Right? But it's not earned at the end of the day. And so people have the right to criticize it. And they're going to. Hopefully Bronny is strong enough mentally to handle the heckling that he's going to get. And I don't think, I hate it for him because I don't think he really deserves it. And everything he went through. I want to cheer for the kid because the kid had a heart issue. But these people in the media are terrible, bro. Trying to make you feel guilty for calling something out that you see with your own two eyes. So I want to leave you guys with this, because you're going to have some dumb people in the comment section. They always come and they always ask, well, you hate LeBron James? That's not what this video is about. This video is about explaining to ESPN, all the media cronies who are criticizing people, all these fans who are criticizing people, that it's a combination of things that led up to this point. Don't try to isolate Bronny James, this situation from Bronny James. It's a combination of them trying to act like LeBron didn't know his son was going to get drafted by the Lakers. Rob Pelinka acting like he just has no clue what LeBron's going to do. Making all these moves for LeBron. And then trying to throw it as if Anthony Davis is the one calling the shots. By the way, Darvin Ham was a Clutch Sports client. The media doesn't bring that up at all. Just saying. So this is not an attack on LeBron James. This is just the flat out truth. And a lot of people out there don't want to deal with it. You know it's nepotism. You admit it's nepotism. So when people call it out and say he didn't earn it, then that's what it is. So we're going to continue to call out the media. We just want LeBron to play basketball, bro. Forget the narratives. It's too many narratives. Forget the narratives. Just get out there and play basketball, bro. People are getting tired of this shit. Play basketball, bro. You're an all-time great. Who cares where you rank? You'll rank where you rank. Where people have you is where people have you. But this manipulation, like, it's a headache. The GOAT conversation is a headache. It's become annoying. People are obsessed with it to the point where we should be able to call out corruption, whether it's from our favorite players or not. For real. You know, somebody does something wrong, they're not exempt. I didn't agree with everything Kobe did. Kobe wasn't perfect. And so, yeah, so people have a problem with the attacks on legends and propaganda. So, but anyways, I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. Subscribe to my channel, Kobe Bryant Film Room. Subscribe to Behind the Bench Sports Network. And y'all have a good one out there. Peace.